Almost everyone who watches General Hospital wants to see Cain Quartermain, Cameron Matheson, killed. Not only thrown out of town, but in a manner akin to let's gleefully murder him. With Congressman Cutthroat at its core, GH viewers are hoping for a murder mystery. Today we will discuss why he should die and who should be responsible for his removal. It's me, Belinda from Soap Dirt, as usual. If you haven't followed us yet, please click the subscribe button and stay tuned until the very end. In a flash, a tragic loss has occurred. A cast member from General Hospital's peak in the 1980s recently passed away. Watch for that update at the end. But for now, let's discuss why Drew's character is hated by everyone and whether he will ultimately pay the price for his transgressions. For over a year, give or take, fans have been intermittently upset with Willow Tate's, Caitlin McMullen, man. However, fan resentment is at an all-time high due to Drew's actions this week. You people are right there with me. The majority of GH viewers are hoping that showrunner Frank Valentini will finally fire Drew. They are demanding a murder, a whodunit mystery that would finally expose the wicked double of Jason Morgan, Steve Burton. Let's begin with the recent incident that drove fans insane and brought everyone together in their loathing of Drew. It was that blatantly nasty thing he did to Wiley Corinthos, Viren Weaver. He was aware that the son of Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, was seated close by and could hear him. Because Michael got a new baby, Drew informed Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, that he no longer wanted Wiley and Amelia Grace Corinthos, Sequoia and Serenity Mork-Mako. Simply terrible. Social media for soap operas erupted immediately after the show aired. The clamor has been overwhelming and is still going strong. Fans of GH want Drew dead and gone, not just gone. Here are only a handful of X's remarks that I thought were kind of funny. Can someone please kill Drew? Coniful asked. Make it a murder mystery, please. Soap heaven is that. He is officially more hated by me than Peter August, Wes Ramsey, I believe. That says a lot, wow. Drew's actions were a clear case of mental abuse, according to Soap Fanatic 93. He is a living example of human trash. The rubbish has to be taken out. It's time. I think my best post was from @SteelK1969 who stated, Christina could redeem herself if she repeats her brake line handiwork on Drew's car, as long as no one else is in it. Then #KillDrew was added. There are also a lot of #KillChristina posts to be fair. So, two birds, one stone if that worked out. We're concentrating on why Drew needs a dirt nap for the time being though. A murder mystery in the summer would be fantastic for everyone. However, I'm not even sure if the PCPD would look into it. If Drew were dying, I genuinely believe that only Willow would give a damn. Drew's character has now evolved into a real monster. However, I have no doubt that he is enjoying himself while playing Drew in this manner. Actors have often told me how much they enjoy portraying the villain because it's entertaining. It goes without saying that Drew's words were the worst that Wiley could have possibly overheard at General Hospital. Let's face it though, ever since he left Pentonville, Scout Cain's father, Cosette Abinante, has been committing terrible crimes. To be honest, I also believe Drew did something wrong while incarcerated. He was wrong to rescue the life of Cyrus Renaud, Jeff Kober. Among others, Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco, would remain with us. But when Drew did it, at least he was trying to be decent. We would still have Sam, Dex Heller, Evan Hofer, and others would still be living. However, when he rescued Cyrus, he wasn't acting malevolently. That's what I'll say. Drew has been a huge chunk of poopy that had to be flushed immediately after he was released. He was furious with Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watrous, for telling the SEC about him and Carly Corinthos Spencer, Laura Wright, after serving his insider trading sentence. To be fair, Drew had every reason to despise Nina. Carly took Nina's post as editor-in-chief after Drew sacked her from Crimson. But if my memory serves me well, there was one final problem. And that's where Drew's journey downhill began. Even though his twin brother Jason was thought to be dead when he heroically attempted to rescue the lives of Drew and Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thibault, Drew lost his temper when he learned that Jason was still alive. Because Jason was still alive, Drew made the foolish decision to dump Carly before it was too late. Drew then turned around and dismissed Carly from Crimson to top off the creep cake. After rehiring Nina, he began to denigrate her in both her and his offices. Then, instead of wanting to bang her mother, Drew wanted to bang her daughter. He began to pursue Willow. Despite Willow being married to his cousin Michael, we witnessed Dre's obsession with her and his repeated requests for him to leave me alone. He didn't. In order to conceal his emotional connection with Willow and his liaison with Nina, Drew paid Cody Bell, played by Josh Kelly, $50,000. Drew then did Donnell Turner's character, Curtis Ashford, filthy. As you may remember, Drew betrayed his purported closest buddy Curtis by offering Michael the CEO position at Aurora Media in exchange for Michael's attempt to snatch his wife Willow. Remember that even though his father Alan Quartermain, Stuart Damon, grandmother Lila Quartermain, Anna Lee, and grandfather Edward Quartermain, John Ingle, were all buried in the Quartermain family crypt, Drew made a concerted effort to have it demolished. Tracy Quartermain, Jane Elliott, became hostile toward him as a result. She rightfully removed the Quartermain name. In addition to assaulting the QS, Drew has been working to remove Port Charles's kind-hearted mobster Sonny and Mayor Laura Spencer Collins, Jeannie Francis, from office. Drew wants to essentially replace Sonny with Sidwell, Carlo Rota, and replace Laura with the scoundrel Ezra Boyle, Daniel Goddard. All along, Drew has been abusing his position of political authority. We watched Drew obtain the information he needed to blackmail and subjugate Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, thanks to Brad Cooper, Perry Shen. To be fair, I can't feel too terrible for Portia, but it was still a stupid mistake. Remember, Drew became even more vile. In order to convince Willow that Michael would not see her, he bought off the desk clerk at the burn facility in Germany. That nefarious act has not yet been revealed. Additionally, Drew is threatening to drug Portia and Nina with ketamine. Drew still had the secret that he was having an affair with Nina Reeves, which he could probably reveal and use to persuade Willow that her mother, not him, was at fault. Naturally, Tracy was set up by Drew for the ketamine drugging. Drew still has a lot of nasty blackmail in his pocket that he can use as a weapon despite his numerous transgressions. Then he made the most dubious move of all. Knowing that Wiley Corinthos was nearby, he informed Rick Lansing that Michael Corinthos doesn't want his children because of baby Daisy. Just a laundry list. I am aware that there are other minor reasons why GH fans are furious and want him killed. Specifically, who ought to murder him. Given their ties to the underworld and intense animosity toward Drew, Sonny and Jason are clear options. Portia might become irate and push him against a car. For what Drew did to Wiley, Michael might pay someone to have him removed. Mikey can be brutal, as we all know. Tracy might have kidnapped Drew Cain Quartermain and dumped him in a bottomless pit, such as a prison in South America. Unfortunately, Victor Cassadine, Charles Shaughnessy, and Peter are not present. If they assured Drew that he would never return to Port Charles, they might be persuaded to kidnap him and retrain his brain to become a professional assassin. Hell, perhaps James Patrick Stewart's character Valentine Cassadine could set that up from prison. As a favor to Carly, perhaps Jack Brennan, played by Chris McKenna, could do it. However, the truth is that I don't think showrunner Frank Valentini will murder off Drew, as much as I hate to say it. I believe that Drew will continue to exist as a wicked creep for some time to come, thanks to Frank Valentini and the writers. Even though I would adore a murder mystery whodunit, I genuinely don't think Drew will change as long as Willow continues to swallow his lies and gaslighting. However, there is always hope. Okay, let's get right to the recently deceased GH actor. Take a look at this picture. The actor who played Sean Donnelly, Sean Dunley, John Riley, is pictured on the left. In 2021, he passed away. Naturally, Leslie Charleson, who portrayed Monica Quartermain, is in the center. One of Monica's primary love interests in the past, Rick Weber, played by Chris Robinson, is shown on the right.